Trauma bonding can sometimes feel like love because it may be the only connection we've experienced. And I think we can all agree that love is often talked about in a way that's not real or relatable, which is why we can find ourselves in relationships with people and not realize that what we're feeling isn't love. It's actually trauma bonding. My name is Katie Morton and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. I talk about anxiety, ADHD, eating disorders, and really anything mental health related. So if you'd like to subscribe, we would love to have you. I promise you will always leave with some helpful information for you or for someone that you love. And subscribing really helps creators keep doing what we do. Okay, let's jump into today's topic. Trauma bonding is an unhealthy attachment that we can form with our abuser. This usually happens in toxic or abusive relationships. But it can also happen in families, at church, with friends. It most commonly occurs when the relationship we are in follows what's known as a cycle of abuse, meaning that when someone harms us physically, sexually, or emotionally, then, so that's the abuse state, then we move into the next stage, which is called the honeymoon phase. And that's kind of like love bombing. They tell us they love us, they're so sorry, they never meant to hurt us, it won't happen again, they would die without us, and go on and on and on. And this love bombing and manipulation can confuse the person who was abused, and it can make us think that they really didn't mean to hurt us, and they do love us. Now, over time, this cycle of getting hurt and then being told that they love and care for us can lead to us becoming attached to our abuser, even feeling bad for them and feeling deep affection for them, which is why it can be so hard for us to leave. We can also trauma bond as a way to prevent any further abuse from happening to us, just like the fawn response, which, if you're not familiar, is another form of fight, flight, and freeze. But fawning is when we people please so that they won't hurt us again. And it's really our attempt at taking control back from our abuser in order to protect ourselves. Since trauma bonding can often be confused with love, let's jump into the 5 signs that what we're experiencing is in fact trauma bonding and not love. Number 1, we are enmeshed. Meaning that there aren't any healthy boundaries in our relationship. How they feel is how we feel. And we can find ourselves putting their needs above our own and needing them to make decisions for us, or at least weighing in on them. We can even struggle to do things on our own, see our own friends, and focus on our own personal growth. Number 2 is if they have ever abused us. Physically, sexually, emotionally, even if they said it wouldn't happen again or gave excuses for why they did it. I was really tired, I had a bad day, Healthy relationships have mutual respect and are physically and emotionally safe. If you don't have those things in your relationship, you may want to consider ending that relationship. Number 3, we are codependent. Now, codependency happens a lot in relationships where addiction is present because one person is the addict and the other person is addicted to caring for them. In this case, we can feel that our only purpose or the only way that we are deserving of love is if we care for the other person, even when it puts us in danger. We can feel like our only value is in being the caretaker or the fixer, and this can allow the person to keep doing what they do. When it comes to trauma bonds specifically, we can want the relationship to continue at any cost because our identity can be wrapped up in them. Or we can think so little of ourselves that we believe we aren't anything without them. And so we do what we need to do to keep them happy. Number 4, they don't like us seeing our friends or family. If someone ever tries to tell you that your friends or family are bad for you, they don't deserve you, or they act upset when you make time to see them, get out of there. Sure, I know we can have one friend or a family member that isn't the best, or maybe they've said hurtful things. We should never feel like we can't have our own life and see people on our own. A huge component of narcissistic abuse is that they try to isolate us from everyone else so that they have complete control and we don't have a way out. You should feel free to have your own life and you just enjoy having them in it. And finally, number 5 is gaslighting. Does your partner constantly tell you that you remembered something wrong? Or that you're crazy? That's not how it happened. Or did they deny or try to minimize the pain that they've caused you? Or maybe they even try to tell you that it was your fault. This is a form of manipulation and can cause us to attach even more tightly to our abuser because we don't think we can trust our own mind or memory. We can all forget things from time to time, sure. But if they are consistently putting us down, telling us that we're making things up, it's possible you're being gaslit. I know it can be hard to know what love looks like, especially if we've been in an abusive relationship or have past trauma. But remember, loving relationships allow us to be ourselves, have our own life, and enjoy the addition of another person in it. It is supportive, respectful, and encourages us to do more of what we love. Healthy relationships have clear boundaries, open communication, and trust. If we only get affection and kind words after we've been hurt, you may want to rethink your relationship because it could be trauma bonding, not love. If any of this sounds like your relationship, please find a trauma therapist in your area or online. The sooner we start talking to someone about this, the sooner we will feel able to leave and heal from the abuse. Know that you are all deserving of real love and support, and don't settle for less.